What is up, my fellow andronauts? I'm going to tell you about a supplement that most people are sleeping on for increasing DHT and helping to build more muscle. Let me show you. The supplement is called Dioscorea and is also known as wild yam. There are many different kinds of wild yams, and I will get to that in just a moment. So yams contains diosgenin and different analogs. So diosgenin is structurally very similar to cholesterol and other steroids like DHT and testosterone. And diosgenin has been shown to increase DHT, but we're not exactly sure the mechanism. Is it directly converting into DHT? Is it stimulating the production of DHT via a different mechanism? We do not know, but they are structurally very similar, and it could be that it's converting into DHT and eventually DHT. So here are diosgenin and its analogs. Number A is diosgenin. Number B is yamogenin. Number C is tomatidin, which obviously is found in tomatoes. Then we have pseudoprotodiosine, protodiosine, and methylprotodiosine because of that little methyl groups over there. But you can see that the core structure is basically the same in all of them. They have this more or less the same core structure. And then they have these sugar molecules attached to them. And so when you consume, for example, protodiosine, it goes to the gut, and then the body has to cleave off those sugar molecules before it can be absorbed into the body because it's a more bulky molecule. So it's almost like a slow release of diosgenin. As I mentioned, there are different yams, and these different yams have different analogs. So if you are looking for diosgenin, you want to go for Dioscorea villosa, zingibericin, esculenta, and fenugreek. If you're going for diosine, again, villosa, niponica, and zingiberensis. If you're going for pseudoprotodiosine, you're looking for fenugreek and Dioscorea panthaisa. If you're looking for protodiosine, you're specifically looking for Dioscorea tocoro, niponica, fenugreek, and tribulus. And from most of the stuff that you can buy readily available in the store, you will get this villosa, which contains mostly diosgenin. Versus if you're going for Dioscorea niponica and tribulus, you're getting a lot of protodiosine. Let's talk about the studies where it has been shown to increase DHT and DHT. So they used 2 grams of Dioscorea esculenta, which contained about 20 milligrams of diosgenin within 30 minutes after every dinner, and these were sprint athletes. And these sprint athletes in this study have been doing a high volume training, so it's 5 days a week, 2 to 3 hours per day, with a long-term exercise experience, roughly around 7 years on average. So these guys were definitely professionals. And so when they looked at serum levels of DHEA, free testosterone, and DHT, these athletes had significantly lower levels of serum DHEA, free testosterone, and DHT than the non-athletes. So it's quite common for people to exercise very hard on a daily basis, multiple hours, that testosterone drops. So it's not only testosterone, but also DHEA, DHT, and serum-free testosterone. And then when they supplemented these guys, you can see that resistance training placebo, resistance training diosgenin, serum DHEA helped massively increased, serum-free testosterone massively increased, serum DHT massively increased. But here's the kicker. Although Dioscorea intake combined with resistance training enhanced serum DHEA, free testosterone, and DHT, these increases only reached the same or slightly lower levels as in the non-athletes. So it just normalized their DHEA and DHT levels. Dioscorea intake group showed significantly increase in arm fat-free mass. So they gained more arm size compared to the placebo group. So it was more anabolic, at least in the arms, at least in the short term. And then also the 1 rep max of deadlift in the Dioscorea intake group was significantly increased compared to the placebo. So it seems to be there's a trend towards getting stronger faster and building more muscle, and then at least restoring your DHEA and DHT levels, which is really good. And here was another study where they used also 2 grams of Dioscorea, 20 milligrams of diosgenin within 30 minutes, but these were elder individuals. And they then looked at muscle thickness of these guys, and you can see the sedentary placebo, they had no increase in muscle mass. You can see sedentary diosgenin had an increase in muscle mass despite being sedentary. Resistance training placebo also gained muscle, of course, and then we have resistance training plus diogenin had the biggest increase in muscle mass. So this was the anterior femoris muscle, which is at the quad, and here they had the posterior femoris muscle was also the same, more hypertrophy. And even in this case, the sedentary diogenin had more hypertrophy than just a resistance training group. And obviously the resistance training plus diogenin had the biggest increase in muscle hypertrophy. So it is anabolic. It can help to restore your hormones and help with anabolism. And it's also been shown to dramatically reduce muscle fibrosis. Again, this was the older individuals. And so this C1q marker is the marker of liver fibrosis, fibrosis. And you can see that this marker was significantly reduced in people that did resistance exercise and used Dioscorea. So it helps against muscle fibrosis, helps to build more muscle, helps to normalize your hormones. Very good. But so what about this Dioscorea niponica containing protodioscin? Because the studies that they did, for example, with Dioscorea esculenta, they had 20 milligrams of diosgenin. So is there a difference between diosgenin and protodioscin, which is found in Dioscorea niponica and also Tribulus terrestris? I don't think there's really much of a difference, because it's also been shown that Tribulus terrestris, which contains protodioscin, has been shown to increase DHEA almost threefold, and then increase DHT also by a massive degree and lower prolactin. So I would say that these compounds have more or less the same effect. As far as I know, there's not really studies on Tribulus terrestris helping to build muscle mass, but protodioscin very likely has the same benefits of diosgenin, evident by the increase in DHEA and DHT, which is also shown by the diosgenin group. So honestly, personally, I would use this niponica, which you can find from the Nootropics Depot. So the Tribulus studies, they used 100 to 120 milligrams of protodioscin per day to make sure like it was potent. And this product contains 160 milligrams of protodioscin per cap. So even one cap will give you more protodioscin compared to the studies, like for example, where they increase DHEA and DHT. So you're getting one cap from this, more protodioscin compared to the Tribulus studies. Now, obviously, you can take more. And the cool thing is that a lot of people have told me that when they use the strong Tribulus, or especially the one from the Nootropics Depot, it's very stimulating, right? And too much doses, you cannot sleep, you're overstimulated, you're irritable. And that's because it contains harmane, which inhibits monoamine oxidase A, leading to higher levels of norepinephrine and serotonin. Now, this Dioscorea supplement doesn't contain harmane, so you only get the protodioscin. You only get the boost in DHEA and DHT. So it's a much more chill supplement, but you really feel that libido and calm and androgenic boost without the overstimulating benefit. So the point here is that you can take much more of this product. You can take 2 caps, 3 caps, 4 caps, 5 caps of this and dramatically increase your protodioscin intake, which will skyrocket DHEA and DHT. Now, obviously, you don't have to get this product. I just think it's a really good product to get a bunch of protodioscin for enhancing your DHEA and DHT. And if you do want to get this product, use my code HANSAMATO-10R to get 10% off. I will appreciate the pennies. Thanks, guys. And then Dioscorea has also been shown to help reduce stress and help with PTSD. It helps to normalize the neurotransmitters in the brain. So here you can see that serum cortisone, this is basically cortisol, in the normal group, here they got PTSD, and this was the Dioscorea 40 to 60 milligram groups, was very effective at normalizing cortisol levels. So it seems to be also a really good adaptogen, and then normalizing the neurotransmitters in the brain that has been set off by the traumatic event. It also boosts blood flow and helps with erections by increasing nitric oxide. So you get more androgens, more blood flow, better bonies, all of the good stuff. It also improves the blood sugar by increasing DHT. There's multiple studies showing that when they give Dioscorea to animals or DHEA, but they inhibit 5-alpha reductase, they don't get the same insulin sensitivity benefits, like blood sugar stays high, it doesn't drop, when they put these animals on a diabetogenic style diet. Here's some additional benefits of Dioscorea. It's been used for a bunch of other reasons, including nervous system disorders such as neuropathic pain, diabetes, cancer, arthritis, asthma, cardiovascular disease and atherosclerosis, inflammation, other malignancies, hyperlipidemia, infections, skin illnesses, and osteoporosis. So these yams, apart from just maybe increasing your hormones and helping build more muscle, it also has a bunch of other benefits as well. And I think like that Dioscorea japonica might be one of the best options, which is standardized to 40% protodioscin sold by Nootropics Depot. Obviously, if you want to get it, use my code. It's in the description below. In terms of safety, daily administration of diosgenin, now this is not the yam itself, it's the diosgenin isolated compound above 300 milligram per kilogram, may cause mild gastrointestinal distension, hemolytic anemia, and weight loss in rats, while long-term use of steroidal saponins in large doses has been reported to damage the liver, leading to liver damage such as acute hepatitis. So, like, this is a very high dose, right? 300 milligrams per kilo of diosgenin. No one is going to be using such an insane dose. How the UN equivalent would be about 48 milligram per kilogram or 5 grams of diosgenin for a 100 kilogram guy, right? That is very high dose. At a moderate dose, diosgenin showed a significant protective effect on liver injury induced by ethanol or paracetamol. So it is protective in more moderate, healthy doses. And then lastly, the oral toxicity dosage of diosgenin in mice and rats is more than 8,000 milligram per kilogram, which is more than 480 grams for a human, which is insane. So I would say it has a very good safety profile. And even if you're going to use the potent extract from the Nootropics Depot, you can easily take 5 to 10 caps and still be in the safe zone. So there you have it. I think a lot of guys are sleeping on this and they're not aware of how effective Dioscorea, specifically the one with protodioscin, is at increasing DHEA and DHT, helping to improve insulin sensitivity, helping you to build muscle. Even when you're sedentary, it's almost like taking steroids. It's obviously not going to be as potent. I'm not trying to oversell this. I'm not trying to make money with my codes or anything like that. I just like Nootropics Depot's supplement. If you want to try it out, the people I've recommended it to before, they do like it a lot. So as I mentioned, if you would like to give it a spin, link is in the description below for my code and everything. And lastly, if you would like to maximize your testosterone with diet, lifestyle, and proper supplementation, exercise regimen, be sure to get the Testo Beast program. Link is in the description below to fast track your testo progress. All right, guys, so I hope you learned something new, and I will check you in the next one. Cheers, guys.